Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Yes, there has been a big drop in Bitcoin, gold, silver, and more. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, let's start with Bitcoin then. From the all-time high, we are about 45% down, and we went down as far as 52%. Now you might see this and panic, but I'm not panicking, and I'll explain to you why. Most people will learn this after their first bull and bear market. You see this is 52% down from that all-time high. But now look, if I go from the bottom to the all-time high, you have 109%. Now, obviously, if you bought at the top, you would make $0 when we're back at the all-time high. Now, if you bought here and let's say when we're back up here in this little range, watch my video on ranges if you haven't. If we're here in this range, you're still down 30%. You're like, okay, well, we've made it back into this range. I dare to buy now. From there, you would be 50% in profit on that second buy, of course, because the first one you bought at the all-time high. Long story short, if you bought here, you want to buy around this area, so right here. In the short term, that would have actually, realistically not taken this wick, would have given you 16% profit. You could have taken it out right here on this green candle here. You could have taken it out before it dropped back down, but that's more trading wise. But yeah, investing wise, if you've bought here and you've bought here, and now you buy here, and let's say all of these are about 10K in dollars total combined, right? So you bought 3.333K, you know what I mean? Here and here and here. So your average buy is now around here. Let's just say that. Probably even lower around here. But now your average buy to the all-time high is 50% or 30% in profit instead of, well, nothing, because you never bought again and hoping it's going back to the all-time high. Investing wise, and this is literally what I do and have been doing, when it goes down, especially in these big moves, that's when I buy. And when it goes up in crazy moves, that's when I sell, aka taking profit. Let's say you bought at the top in 2021. You never bought again, even though we went down 76%. But you were like, no, I'm not buying because I already lost 76% of my initial buy. I don't trust Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. So you never sold, and you finally got your money back, no profit, in 2024. And now again in 2026. Let's say you never sold. So from your entry here, you would have been up 83.5%. You never sold. You were like, oh, Bitcoin's going to the moon. I heard that. So I'm never going to sell. And now you're literally back at square one after 5 years. So yeah, when Bitcoin makes big moves down, you want to buy, because I did buy here at 16K. I remember that. So minus 67.5%, right? If you, let's say you invested $1,000 and here you invest $1,000 again, your average buy is now here. So you basically only lost, what is it, 37%? And it's way easier to get back there than to the last all-time high in that case. But yeah, from here to this all-time high, instead of, I think it was 83%, wasn't it? 670% profit. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, this is the bottom. I'll never say that. But yeah, even if you bought with 1,000 here, 1,000 here, your average price would be here. You would be up 206%. You see what I mean? When it goes down hard, you buy hard. When it goes up hard, you take profit hard. It's that simple in a way. You got to turn off the emotions. Like when the whole market is panicking, you want to be clear-minded and buy. I can already tell I'm going to be rambling a lot in this video. So let's move on to Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is a little bit of a different story because apparently Vitalik, or whatever his name is, the Ethereum founder, is selling. We didn't make a new all-time high, or like we did, but like a few dollars. And Ethereum went down minus 58. On the bottom, it was 64.4%. This was a great area to buy. This was also a great area to buy. I did buy. And here will also be a good area to buy at 1,532. But yeah, I'm buying here because whatever I spend here, 65% profit to the latest like drop off here is already 47%. And to the all-time high, 142%. So this is never financial advice, obviously, but I am buying. That is what I'm saying. Now there is stuff like altcoins. As an example, I am in Ethereum Classic. I think I'm like 35% in a loss, right? So I think my average buy is probably around here. I'm guessing. No, I guess my average buy right now is like about 25, I think. What? Still not? Okay. Well, anyways, my average buy is pretty low, probably around these lows. It's now 8.7 US dollar per coin. I'm 35% down underwater right now. So that means if we go to around 16 per coin, so it has to go double, that's when I get my money back. But if I would invest the same amount now, we would only need to go to like, what is it? 12 per coin or whatever. It's different because it's an altcoin. As you can tell, it's slowly dying right now. So I am not reinvesting. Okay, I just want to make that clear. I'm not reinvesting. Now the same goes for other altcoins. Oh God. Some of these look very painful, to be fair. This also means great opportunities, of course, but like from here to this last drop off, 60%. But it's a risky market. Cardano is a very useful coin. Is at a very interesting, if you want to buy now, is way better than if you would have bought at 1.24 per coin, because now it's 0.27. So even to that point, you would be 400% up. Am I saying you should buy it? No. Make your own decisions. Now, Dogecoin, it's a very interesting coin. Yes, this peak was bigger than this one. So even if the trend continues and this peak is, let's say, only even to this high, 200%. You know what I mean? So this is when you want to buy stuff. And when it's crazy up and you're hungry for more money, that's actually when you should take profit. Take your original investment out. Keep the profit in there. If you made 100% profit, keep that 100% profit in there. Take the original 100% out. No risk. Crazy reward still if you go up hundreds of percents, but no risk, so you won't cry. XRP, same kind of thing. You know, it's somewhat interesting now. Obviously, it would be more interesting at 0.5, which is a third of what it is now. Will that happen? I don't know. Nobody knows. In the meantime, just like here, yes, it went kind of back to this, but in the meantime, it also went up 160%. And even here, this giant wick, I remember that, it went back up to like 109%. So it depends on what you buy and what you believe in. BNB coin is actually a pretty interesting coin. I'm not gonna lie. That's also very interesting to buy now. I'll have to look into that one. But yeah, anyways, this chart is kind of interesting. We clearly declined the support, now resistance. On the bigger picture. Kind of works. And it was resistance here too. Anyways, yeah, and the same thing goes for silver. Oh boy. Silver. I mean, to be completely fair, silver was skyrocketing, just like gold, because people are unsure with Donald Trump and whatever. But yeah, silver had a time between 2011 and 2015 where it went minus 72% in, 4 years. So people didn't make profit for 4 years. Now, if you never reinvested, it would have taken you until 2025 October to get your money back. But if they bought here and a little bit here and a little bit here and a little bit here, they would have easily made, let's say, average buy here, right? Not even the bottom. The bottom is like 32%, even lower, right? They would have made, if they took profit at the peak, 600%. You know what I mean? So it's where you buy, and if you have bought very high and it's dropped very hard and you don't buy there, I don't know, man. It's not what you should be doing. You should be buying low, selling high. It sounds obvious, and it is. But when people panic, they don't think about it. So like same thing with gold. It went down 21.3% in what? 3 days? That's just crazy. From that point, obviously from the bottom, right now we're up 12%, 12.8. I did buy some gold. I think it was about here. So I'm already up 7.5% or more. So should you panic? No. I just explained how I do it. So I buy low and I take profit when it pumps. Like, be honest. Guys, be honest. Look at this chart. Look at how it was skyrocketing. Gold. I did not buy gold here. Like, at all these markers I have drawn here, I did not buy gold. Even though Sure, from here I could have made 130%, but even gold had its moments. Like from here, the same 4 years, minus 45%. You never know when the all-time high is, and sure, do I know where the all-time high is now? No. Could this go on 4 years downwards? Yes. There's always a risk, but I don't buy on big green candles like right here or right there. I buy on the big red candles because even to the last known all-time high, 12%, you know? So where will I sell my gold? I don't know, but I might actually sell it after 20% profit because I'm more interested in the S&P and stuff. The S&P didn't even drop like that much. Look, it was still climbing. Sure, it's climbing less hard, but I did buy here. I'm pretty sure this is when I started investing. Yeah, this is when I started investing, guys. Let's just say around here. And right now I'm up 32%. And why? Because we went down 14% and people were scared. That's when I bought. Okay, so doesn't matter which big useful asset. I'm not talking about shit coins. Even silver and gold can drop very hard, especially silver when it dropped like 40, almost 50%. It can happen. And it's still low. Again, am I saying you should buy? No, make your own decision. But I bought a little bit of gold. I do want to buy some silver, but I'm still looking for a good ticker on the platform I'm on. But yeah, that's my update. That's my update. Don't panic. And here's why. That's what this video is about. So yeah, for the people wondering what's next, well, I'll make it very quick because these videos always get way too long. So from this point down here, we could possibly go minus 30%, more realistically minus 20%. We were almost there, to be fair. It's possible. What is also likely is we're gonna test up at least 15 to 16%, then 28, then 38, and then we might even test the all-time highs, which is plus 80% from here, from this moment of recording, which is a couple hours before upload. So yeah, always look both ways and think in the long term. My plan on the S&P is actually like genuinely 25 years. Now, there's no promise that it will grow like the last 25 years, but if I go now unto 2001, there it is, somewhere like that. Sorry, I should do this the opposite way. My bad. It went up 490% in 25 years. Okay, 25 years. So yeah, my plan is to keep investing in not just the S&P 500, of course, but different pieces of the world as well. And yeah, even the S&P did have corrections, just like when I started trading, of 20%, and another one with COVID of 27%. Another one here. I don't even know what this was. Oh, this is also COVID. Wait, what? Oh, that might have been the tariffs. No, this was the tariffs, but whatever. Minus 35%. So even the S&P can go down, you know, and investing is a long-term game. Trust me, and stop panicking, please. Because the people who panic, they buy here and they're like, oh shit, it's going down. It will likely go up. Oh no, it's not going up. I'm selling with minus 20%. And then some other dude's like, yo, it's minus 20%. Let me buy. And then, yeah, he makes 25%, or he even makes 60%, or he even made, was this 80%? Be that guy that buys. I'm not saying you should buy. Not financial advice, but I'm that guy that buys. Okay? That's what I want to end this with. Make your own decisions. Subscribe to the channel, please. Thank you very much. Leave a like. Comment down below your thoughts. Join the Discord server. I share a lot more often on Discord. And yeah, have a great day. See you guys later. Bye.